was a video I seen the other day. It was a Jake. It was about 50 seconds long. He just started cursing his cracker out in a convenience store, and he said the name of the Lord. He said, Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna destroy you. You're gonna go into slavery. And this was just a regular Jake. He called him Edomites. He told him that his father was Esau. That's why your skin is red.
He said, we're
We're the real Jews. All right, and he just lost on Esau, and this was just an average Jake down south, and he cursed Esau out in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's proof that this word is going throughout the whole earth.
And that bitch called the cops.
Right, and
yeah, you could hear him on the phone calling the cops. And the day is gonna come, you crackers, you're gonna go on the phone to call the cops. There'll be another Israelite brother on the other end. You say, well, you're gonna have to deal with it, cracker, devil. And then maybe even quote a scripture at him, curse his ass out, and hang up the damn phone.
that was in on that scripture.
Okay, if you got another precept, I don't have. Rama, do you have anything?
Yeah, because Brother Karab mentioned about how in the movie The Road, they were eating each other, and then that's coming back, to this country, and that's what's going to happen because, people are going to be starving, and the ones that don't have, they're going to take from the ones that have, but then once the food runs out, they're going to start eating each other, This is 2 Ezra 15 and 53. If thou hadst not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of thine hands, and saying over their dead when thou wast drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance, the reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense, because for all the things that you did to us, to our forefathers. It says, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. And there was times in the history when the nation of Israel were eating their children, because of you devils. It says, thy children shall die of hunger. And there's going to be a lot of you that's going to die of hunger. It says, and thou shalt fall through the sword, because a lot of you going to get killed in these race wars. It says, thy cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. And then, you got these devils that got these different retreats, in the woods and in different places. They're going to die in those retreats. It says, they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh. So it's going to come a point where those rations that you got, they're going to run out. Whether they run out because you ate them or because somebody comes and takes your rations, and eventually you're going to have nothing left, but you're going to start eating yourself. It says, they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. Thou as unhappy shall come through the sea and receive plagues again, and in the passage they shall rush on the idle city, and shall destroy some portion of thy land, and consume part of thy glory, and shall return to Babylon that was destroyed. And thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee as fire, because this place is going to be destroyed by those missiles, and shall consume thee and thy cities, thy land, and thy mountains, all thy woods and thy fruitful trees shall they burn up with fire, because that's going to be the final judgment. After the martial law, after the microchip, after all these different things, the race wars and the hungers and the famines and all of that, eating yourselves and all that, then the destruction is the last thing, the last plague for this place. It says, thy children shall they carry away captive, and look what thou hast, they shall spoil it, and mar the beauty of thy face. Because this place, America, is reserved for destruction, because the Most High set this place up last to be destroyed. He built this place up. If you look, any country in the world will say that they would come to America to make money and to make it. So this place has been exalted to the heavens, so to speak. Now it's time for the Lord to destroy it. This is 2 Ezra 6 and 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me, which is the Most High, alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. And that's what the Lord gave these devils the technology of the missiles, to destroy them. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times? Not, are we going to be here for the next 20, 30, 40 years? But the prophets want to know, when are these things going to be? because they understood that once the destruction came, the kingdom was going to follow soon after that. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Because he understood that, because two kings can't rule on one throne. So he knows that in order for us to rule, the rulers that are out there now got to be taken down. And who's ruling right now? Esau. And this is an empire. You can't say that this is not an empire like those ancient empires, because they pretty much govern and control the whole world, damn near. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. And that's when the whole thing began, back then. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this devil is going to be ruling and at last, and then that's when we're going to take him, well, the beginning with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, they're going to take him down, and we're going to take him down. You know, but the Spirit of the Lord is the one that's going to be taking him down. Because this is the time we're coming to. So this devil's time is up. You know, it's actually it's 12:04, so it is 2016 now. You know, so Lord's will, this place go out with a bang this year.
Yeah, this is Apostles of GMS overtime. So we're going to keep going because the Spirit's on us, man. Yeah, I was on the other page, YouTube live stream, cracking up at them comments, man. Them brothers are funny as hell, man.
God appreciate that. Yeah, this is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But at times and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, but that day shall overtake you as that day shall overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night and they that be drunken in the night are drunken in the night. So I can read that again. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and a helmet, the hope of salvation. For the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by the Lord Yahushua, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we shall live together with him. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even also as he do. So that's basically going into the times that we're living in right now. Because we're not asleep. We know what time that we're living in. We know that the end of the society is close. We know that the end of the rulership of the so-called white man is close, that the restoration of the nation of Israel is close. That's why the scripture said to be sober, meaning you ain't going to be involved in all these different philosophies, getting drunk by these different philosophies, like the black consciousness movement, all right? Like these different churches, these different denominations, all right? These false Israelite camps. All these things is what was making our people drunken. But we're sober because we got the true truth, all right? That's it on that.
No, I don't really have anything
Okay.
else. You got more?
I'll continue reading. This is verse 12. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake.
Yeah, that's the elders and your elders and your apostles. You know, in reality, we're supposed to be esteemed because we're the conduit that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is using to give you this truth.
And you can't put Yeshaya in there, and you
No.
can't put Lahab in there,
That's right.
and them other guys that you know they turn back. You know,
That's right. So when you brothers say double honors to the apostles and the elders, that is scriptural. All right? But even so, we still, whether you say it or not, we're still going to do the work of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, the scriptures say, give him no rest until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. All right? And that's what we want to see. We want to see the nation of Israel be a praise in the earth. All right? Because right now we're being disrespected. We're being looked down upon. You know, all the other nations, they behave proud against us. Even the so-called Chinese, man, 3 foot high, proud motherfuckers, They behave proud against us. Same thing with the Japanese. They're nothing but a bunch of heathens. Even though you got Israelites scattered among them. But I'm talking about the real Japanese, the real Chinese, the real Arabs. They behave proudly against us. So they got to go down, They got to go. They're supposed to be our slaves. Thus saith the Lord, power, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai,
This is 2nd Ezra 6:18. And it said, Behold, the days come that I'll begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament.
Yeah, that's this knowledge, this truth. And you notice the brother read the affliction of Zion, because right now we're being afflicted. But we want to approach the time when the affliction will be done away with. And then what's going to replace the affliction is going to be blessings. Okay? So that's what we want to see, We're tired of the affliction, which the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai put a heavy affliction on the nation of Israel, the most heaviest affliction by far, because at least in those other captivities we knew we were Israelites, but in this captivity we totally lost our identity, our nationality. So that's an example of total affliction there, but the elect of the nation of Israel is going to come back and reclaim what's rightfully ours.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he hath made. Therefore, when thou shalt see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like has all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land.
That goes hand in hand with Revelation 3, starting from the 10th verse, hour of temptation. That goes into that. In the day of temptation, the hour of temptation, Most High is going to give us that spirit. That temptation, like I said, and like you brothers that made response videos, is talking about the microchip. Because people are going to take that chip because they're going to not know not to take it, or they're going to know not to take it. I'm sorry, or they're going to not know to take it. Like Polite and Sarnett and them guys, they're going to take it because they're going to think, well, that's a part of the modern world. They're not going to realize that that's a fulfillment of Scripture. All right? Read that again, please.
Okay, verse 8, this is 2nd Ezra 9:8. Shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. No, that's not the verse. I'm going to start at verse 6. Even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone...
We're in that time, in endings and effects and signs. Go ahead.
And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his
works. And shall
works,
be able to escape by his works. Hour of temptation. Go ahead.
And by faith, whereby ye believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land.
That's that hour of temptation. Go ahead.
and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be.
That's the elect. Sanctify them from the beginning. You go in the book of John 17 and 17, it says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Another word for sanctified has been purified. So that's the elect.
To make holy. Yep.
To make holy, to make them pure. And then again it is written, blessed are the pure, for they shall see who? They shall see the Most High. So you got to be pure in this thing of ours.
Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits, and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. Then said I, and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. Yeah, because the 2/3 outnumber the elect, and 2/3 of the nation of Israel is going to be destroyed, and the elect, the 1/3, is going to be delivered. Like as a wave is greater than a drop, and he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so also is the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such are the workmen, such also is the work. And as the husbandry is himself, so is the husbandry also. For it was a time of the world. And now when I prepare the world which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. For then every one obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupt by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. That's basically it on that.
I got some Ephesians 1 and 10, 1, 10, and 11. You know what? I might go up above. Let me go to 9. All right, it says, having made known unto us the mystery of his will. Key word there is mystery. Having made known unto us the mystery of his will. In other words, the Most High, before he does something, he going to let certain people know. And it was us that he chose to let us know. According to his good pleasure, which he hath purposed in himself. He did it because he wanted to do it. 10, that in the dispensation of the fullness of times, he might gather together in one all things in Yahweh Shai. Meaning he redeemed us from the rest of the Israelites and made us one, brought us all together, right? Both which are in heaven and which are on earth, we're on earth, even him. 11, in whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestined. So before we was even born, Most High already had it. You're going to be saved. You ain't going to make it, but you're going to come back in the reincarnation. In whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestined according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of